Hey guys, welcome back. So today I want to talk to you about the Swaminarayan, I'm sorry if I butchered the pronunciation, temple in New Jersey. So it's a Hindu temple. It's located in Robbinsville, New Jersey, and it's just beautiful. So I wanted to let you guys know a little more about it. I've seen on Instagram a couple posts and stuff about it, but what I've seen is mostly kind of like just a video letting you know of its existence and where it is and stuff, but not very detailed and going into what you're gonna see, kind of like your whole tour kind of thing. I don't want to show you guys absolutely everything because that would just ruin the purpose. Although yes and no, because it's so beautiful. Like even if you see it through pictures, it does not compare when you see it in person. So even if I will show you guys a couple of images or videos of the place, it does not compare to seeing it in person. So yes, definitely recommend. So let's get started. So as I mentioned, it's located in Robbinsville, New Jersey. So starting off with schedules, they're open from 9 a.m. to 7 p.m. They're open every day except for Tuesdays. So do not make the plan for a Tuesday. When we went, it was just you go in and that's it. But I did see on their website that they said that starting May 4th, for weekends and holidays, you are going to have to make reservation because there's just a lot of people going and they need to, keep everything organized, which is something I really liked about them. Even though there were a lot of people in the line when I saw it, I was like, oh my God, this is super long. But even though it was a very long line, it went by pretty quick. Like it wasn't as bad as I thought it would be. And I didn't even feel the line going by. So they are very organized. They basically will show you where to go because it's all kind of like in an order. It's not like you just go wherever you want. There is a part that you can walk around wherever you want. But to get into the temple itself, you do have to make a line. And then they'll start guiding you where you have to go, which one's the temple, which is the other, and so forth. So yes. Starting May 4th, reservations. So I'm going to leave the link of their website down below. So if you do go after that date, so you guys can do that. Dress code. Dress code, I think, is a really important thing. So they have several rules. For example, the mandir. Again, I apologize if that's not the right pronunciation. But it's basically the temple. There's two. There's a regular size one, and then there's a mega temple. That part, they are very strict in dress code and photography and that kind of stuff. So when you do go into, if you can do it from the beginning, it would be best so that you don't have to figure out what you're going to do once you get in there. But if not, for example, dress code related, if you're going to have a top, the top has to cover your shoulders, your chest, your back, the navel, the upper arm. So basically anything from here down, you're good as long as it covers everything else. And legs from the knee down. If you, for any reason, don't comply with the dress code, you have something that doesn't go according, they have these wraps that they'll give to you so that you can either, cover yourself. I saw a couple people there with a little wrap over their shoulders. Some of the guys, including, because it's not just for women, some of the men who had shorts because it was a really nice day, they were given those wraps so they could put it around their waist, kind of like a toga dress, whatever, to cover their legs. So yes, it applies for men and women. So yeah, and then most of the where you can wear your shoes, but when you're going into the temples, they do require you to take your shoes off. So you can walk around in socks, but from that point on, only shoes. They have a little cubbies for you to put the shoes away. But yeah, it wasn't bad. Oh, and the photography. So you can take pictures and videos of basically everything. But the temples, there's a part where you reach a certain limit, and from that point on, you can't take any more pictures or videos. So everything is very well. There's people along the way guiding you, letting you know how everything is, up to what point you got to put everything away. They're there watching, making sure everyone's following the rules. They're not mean about it. But yeah, you'll know. And obviously food, drink, and stuff like that. The strict part is the temple. So you just have to be very respectful of that part. Just remember, even though it's beautiful, it's becoming very, a touristic attraction, you do have to keep in mind that this is a sanctuary for Hinduism. So be very mindful when you're going there and just try to be as respectful as you can. And enjoy, because it is beautiful. The architecture, it was so much thought put into it. I did not see a single column or wall or anything that was just like flat. No, everything is just carved out and beautiful. Okay, so moving on. So when you go inside, you will see that there is ample parking. So you might not be able to park right in front of the entrance, but there's definitely a lot of space for you to park. When you enter, the first thing you're going to see is this like bronze, I think it's bronze, I don't know, but this statue right in the middle, and behind it you'll see the main temple, and there's this lake isn't the word, it's just this little like fountain, like water fountain. It's very pretty. The fountain has around it like several other statues. It's just very, very well done, very well planned out. From what I heard, the statue is like of a teenage version, I guess you could say. I don't know. I don't know much about Hinduism. I read a little bit about it, and they have these little plaques that'll let you kind of read the story and understand what it's representing. And so basically this main one that you see when you come in is one of the prophets. I don't know. Again, I don't know. I'm sorry if I'm offending anyone. But it's one of these people that became very important in the Hinduism, and basically he did this like very long like a travel. I'm not going to go too deep into it because I don't want to give you guys wrong information. But he was like in the Himalayas. It was a long time. And so the structure kind of represents like that journey in the Himalayas. And from what I read, again, he was basically trying to teach people that like your mind, if you focus and are determined to do something, your mind is very powerful and you can definitely do it. So the statue is him like crossing one leg. Like again, it's like the teenage version of this person. And yeah, you'll see the plaques around. You could take a read and get more information, because mine is not 100%. This is like what I vaguely remember about what I read. But still, everything has a representation. Everything has a meaning. And it's just really, really nice. So that's the first thing you see. So this is the part where you're kind of doing the line. When you're starting to get towards the end of the line, you'll see this entrance. And basically this entrance is where the whole kind of like tour part, I guess, really gets started, because starting here is, well, they'll give you the wraps to cover anything up. When you get into the building, it's just kind of like a glimpse of what's about to come in the temples. And they have restrooms in this part. And in the beginning, like when you're in the parking area, there's some porta potties and stuff like that. But once you get into this, like, I don't want to say building, but I'm going to use that word because I don't know the right one. But when you get into this part, there are restrooms. When you finish like the tour of the mandir and you're kind of in the part where there's the store and the cafe, I know that there's restrooms there too. So there's a couple of places where there's restrooms. So if you didn't get to go to the porta potty, or you don't like to use porta potties, don't worry. There's going to be other places for you to use the restroom. And I found them very clean. So, okay, so yes, you walk in there and then it'll kind of guide you out another door. And there you'll see the first temple. So everywhere you go, you just see all of the the structures, it's all carved out. So you just kind of stop always and take a look at everything, because there's just so much to see. If you really look into it, like, there's stories to be told in each one. There's people playing music, there's dancers, there's elephants, lotuses. There's a lot of stuff in these carvings. So when you get into the mandir, the temple, it's beautiful. They have these like lights, so it makes it look even better. So it's kind of like the same aesthetic, I don't know the right word, but as the rest of the structures that you see. But the temple is actually made out of marble. So the fact that it's marble and it's so beautifully crafted makes it just much better. And inside, from this point on, you can't take pictures anymore. So this is like the closest you can get to the temple. I did get a picture of you guys from the internet, kind of like what it looks inside, so you have an idea, but you'll see that when you go. So basically, it's this structure again. The lights make it look better, and there's, again, I don't know the right word, a shrine, I'm not sure what the right word is, but they have other like statues and stuff of the gods that are significant to them. Again, I don't know, so please don't don't attack me on here. I'm not Hindu. I respect the culture, the religion, but I don't know the correct words to express it, and I want to be as respectful as possible, so I apologize if any of the words used aren't the appropriate ones. But yes, in there's like statues of these representations, and they're also very, very beautiful, colorful. They're very nice. So again, like I mentioned earlier, when you get in there, they have the little cubbies. You put your shoes in there, and then you walk in socks. And yeah, that's basically this part of, this is like the small temple. There's the mandir and a mega mandir. I don't remember if those are the right names, but this is like the smaller one, but still very, very nice. Then you get out of that temple and you kind of start walking around. This is the part that I read, kind of like was trying to describe his journey through the Himalayas. So they tried to depict that in a way. And so you walk that part. This part over here isn't like the others that you kind of like, you're guided the entire way and they're just telling you like, okay, walk. Because when you go into the temple, it's not like you just walk in there and you kind of go around and take as long as you want and stuff. They try to get the line moving so that, you know, everyone gets a chance, and so everyone's not waiting, which is why I was telling you it was a really long line, but it went by quick. So they give you enough time for you to really look at it, but they keep the line moving the entire time. So you're just being like guided, like, okay, going through here, go out, and then continue. You can't touch any of the marble. Obviously, there's people that do it. Not good. So when you go, please be respectful of that and do not touch it. They have like these samples that you can touch. Those, you go for it, but the rest of it, just walk in and just look. And so when you get out of that part, you will see the one that I told you about, like the Himalayas and stuff. And there, you're not doing like a line where they're kind of like guiding you. No, after you finish, you're out of that temple, then, you know, you're very free to walk around and take pictures of what you see. You can relax over there if you want to feed the kids. And there's like little, what's it called? Seats. I don't know. Those like concrete seats. I don't know what they're called. But basically there's like parts where you can kind of sit down and relax a little bit, take pictures. And then you reach this one, which is the mega temple, like the really big one. So it's basically, it's the same, I'm going to use the word aesthetic again. Don't know if that's the right one, but It's like the same aesthetic as the other one that I showed you earlier, the temple, but this is like a much bigger one. So I think you gotta even go up. They're not even completely done. I saw they're still doing some, you know, they're still adding more stuff to it, but almost the whole thing is done. And again, you just see everything in marble, carved. So, you know, you can see all the detail put into it. And again, no pictures, no shoes. And yeah, very beautiful. If you do this trip, don't be afraid to do the line because it looks so long and you feel like you're never going to get there. I felt that the line moved very quickly, and going into the temples is like the main attraction, the main part of this, the most beautiful part of it. So I would definitely recommend you guys do the line and going to see both temples, because the line kind of finishes when you see the first one, the smaller one, and then you just walk everywhere. So you got to kind of find yourself back into the really big temple so you can see that one, because they're just very nice and definitely worth it. And yeah, when you finish your whole tour part, the exit is right next to it. It's where the cafe, there's a cafe with Indian food. We didn't go into that part. We did go to the store. Oh, actually, I'm gonna show you guys some of the things that we bought. Hold on. Okay, I got them. So I've never eaten Indian food, so I didn't know what to buy. I like sweets, so just to go to like the safe, kind of be sure that I'm gonna get something that I'll enjoy. I went and looked for all the sweets. So I got this. Again, I do not know how to pronounce, so I'm not even gonna try. But I just read the ingredients and based myself off of that. These were really good. These, I liked it. The texture is just like soft. I don't know what to compare it to, but they are yummy. Let's see, what else did we get? We got this. Again, I'm not even gonna try. Don't want to butcher it. These were good. They weren't as good as the first ones that I showed you guys, but they were still good. These were my favorite. So when I saw them, they kind of looked like I thought they were going to be gummy texture or something because of the way that it looked. It's sugar, flour, canola oil, chickpea flour. But these are so good. My husband and my mom didn't like them too much because it's like very sweet. But like I told you guys, see, it has like this like liquidy inside. But yeah, they didn't like it because it was too sweet, but since I love sweets, that's why it was my favorite. It's kind of crunchy, soft. It's got like a liquid inside, and it is very sweet, but I loved it. Let's see what else. Oh, and for last, we got this. I saw these and they looked kind of like Rice Krispie treats. I was imagining it was something like the texture was something along those lines. They're not like soft and mushy like Rice Krispie treats. They're harder. Again, they weren't bad. It wasn't my favorite, but they're still good. But if I had to recommend any of these, I would definitely go with these. See these yellow things, and these. These were my two favorites. So yeah, you finish your entire tour. You go in through that door. You've got the cafe. You have the store, and then you're done. That's it. So if you guys go, let me know what you thought of it. I thought it was beautiful. They don't charge entrance, at least not now. I don't know if they're going to change that at some point in time because of how many people are going. But up until this moment, they are not charging entrance. They do have donation boxes throughout the entire place. Towards the end, like where the store and the cafe is, they have like a machine for you to do donations if you want to use your card to do it, if you don't have cash. But yes, so go to Robbinsville, New Jersey and check out this Hindu temple. Let me know. Bye guys.